The UVM Outing Club may be located here, but its spiritual home is here, and even here. For more than 100 years, the Outing Club has been helping UVM students go wild and gain outdoor and leadership skills. We're talking with members of UVM's oldest club today on Across the Fence. Hello, Vermont. The conservation movement of the late 19th and early 20th century gave rise to the United States Forest Service, the National Park System, the Sierra Club, and at universities all across the country, the establishment of outing clubs to organize student wilderness adventures. Dartmouth College started one of the first in 1909, quickly followed by UVM's outing club, established in 1913. What's changed and what stayed the same in the intervening decades? I've got the perfect guests to answer those questions. Matthew Craybas and Ainsley McKay are the current co-presidents of the UVM Outing Club. Matthew is a junior studying biology. You may remember him from the show we did recently on Extension STEM Ambassadors. And Ainsley is a junior studying geography. Matthew and Ainsley, welcome.
Hi, good to be here.
Nice to have you back again.
Nice to be back as well.
The lighting is a little bit different. I think that's the only thing that has changed since the last time that you two were here. But okay, it goes without saying, not only are you guys very involved students with all your studies, but you're probably big outdoor enthusiasts as well, right? Yeah. But I mean, Ainsley, do you have to be sporting or very outdoorsy in order to join the outing club?
Absolutely not. We're a very low barrier sort of entry club, we like to say. All you have to do is show up. We'll get you outfitted with all the gear you need, anything. If it's your first time on a hike, first time outside at all, we're happy to have you, and we're ready to get you outside.
So were you a very outdoorsy person before you joined?
I admittedly was. I grew up with a dad who loved backpacking, and so I had my intro to that for my family, but I was able to expand that at UVM, and you really don't have to sort of have that basis to show up to the outing club.
How about you? Were you very outdoorsy?
I was. I got involved in the outdoors through my sister, who actually was a UVM student. But coming to UVM, I did the UVM Trek program before my freshman year, and that kind of kick-started my kind of outdoor experience at UVM. So when first semester freshman year started up, I knew I wanted to keep on getting involved.
Because UVM, I think, attracts a lot of students who want to be in the outdoors. I mean, we have a reputation as a very outdoorsy, wildernessy state. I think it's something that students have in their minds when they come up here, is that this is a chance to get in the outdoors. But I'm sure you also get those students who are like, I grew up in Jersey. I have never been on a hike before. Like, what do you do in order to help make students who haven't got a lot of experience comfortable in the outdoors? What do you do?
I feel like we get a lot of people who exactly have sort of the idea of, oh, I'm in Vermont now, like I want to see those green mountains, but I don't know anything about that. And we have the ability to, even if they don't have hiking boots, get them ready with hiking boots to go out on their first hike. And we sort of just bring a very easygoing, approachable vibe to every trip. And we like to have pre-trip meetings with folks so that we understand where everyone's at in their level of comfortability before we go out. But it's all about sort of making everyone feel comfortable and making sure everyone can have their easiest, most enjoyable time in the outdoors.
Which sort of almost answers my next question, because I was going to ask you, Matt, so what is the outing club for? And I mean also too, historically, and I talked about how there's this long tradition of the outing clubs, you know, at campuses all around the country. I think they started on the East Coast, and there was an emphasis on winter sports and things, but like, what is the outing club for now?
I say we kind of have two missions, kind of. Our first mission is increasing equitable access to the outdoors and to the outdoor spaces in Vermont, New Hampshire, New York, all these kind of amazing outdoor spaces that we have around us. So that's kind of mission number one. And mission number two is training effective leaders in the outdoor community. So those kind of being covered in our like weekend activities that we send out for the UVM public, and then also in our semester-long leadership programs as well too for UVM.
Well, and so that leadership piece, now that is important because who's running this club?
All students.
All students, yes.
So that means like leading the activities, teaching students how to do skills that they've never, all of that is coming from students as well?
Yes, it is.
And is that the leadership training side of it? Is that what happens?
Yeah.
Well, tell me a little bit about it.
So we have several semester-long leadership programs that run both in the fall and in the spring. In the fall we have hiking and backpacking, kayaking and canoeing and rock climbing. And then in the spring we have hiking and backpacking again, ice climbing and backcountry skiing.
I mean, ice climbing, that's a pretty, I mean, so one, that sounds terrifying.
Yeah.
I don't think that I am the target demographic for ice climbing, but also really technical and scary. So yeah, all right, so talk about helping students become proficient in these skills.
We pride ourselves, we are one of the only collegiate opportunities in a leadership sense for ice climbing in the country, which is really cool. And it is super technical and it is very difficult. We do contract that out to Petra Cliffs, which is a local organization that helps us to be able to do this, like risk management wise. But in terms of leadership skills, when you're leading a group of students to go out into the outdoors, kind of the same kind of core like things that you should be following and kind of group dynamics is mostly the same. The things that change between each one of our programs is those kind of technical skills. And so for the most part, that is led by students that have been trained in programs from semesters past, and then occasionally we contract out to kind of local organizations with professionals that are able to help us
get the expertise.
Too. Yes.
You know, you mentioned risk management, and I thought that was really interesting because you and I had a little conversation about this, when we were getting ready for this interview. Managing risk, I think that's a really important aspect that you're teaching students when they're in the outdoors. You want to talk a little bit about what that looks like what risk management looks like when you're doing outdoor activities? Absolutely.
It's something that I think we cover in each of those semester-long leadership programs because it's something you can't overlook in the outdoors. These are often high risk or at least moderate risk activities, so you need to understand how to keep everyone safe. A big part of our programming is getting people wilderness first aid certified, which is huge for that. Everyone who leads a day trip has at least, or every trip that goes out has at least one leader with a wilderness first aid certification. And otherwise
that
it's
makes
just
me
about
like my parental heart just went, okay, that's good to know.
They're qualified
right?
students. They're students, but they're very qualified.
Yes.
As well as living in Vermont, mitigating weather is a big thing. In the wintertime, we are still
in the
sending out
springtime
hikes.
right now, where it's like it's like today it looks like this, tomorrow looks like summer, and then it's going to be winter
the whole
again.
thing that is mud season, that's a whole other thing. So we make a lot of calls before trips go out about what they need, whether it's snowshoes or micro spikes on this day, when to make a call about if it's wind chill's too high and to turn around or something like that. So there's just a lot of decisions behind the scenes that go into it, and a lot of trust in our leaders that they understand how to navigate situations that they come across.
About how many students are involved in the outing club?
So we always like to say that everyone's involved in the outing club on UVM campus because any single person who is UVM faculty or student can go on an outing club trip. That's for our main outing club trips that go on the weekends. But our leadership base, I think we estimate about 250 leaders throughout the entirety of the club. And total participating leaders per each semester is probably around 80 to 90, I would say.
Okay, and how do most students get started? I think you started because you came in through Trek, right? That was your first exposure.
Yes.
How do most students get started?
Well, we have a huge general meeting each semester. That was my introduction to outing club my freshman year. I went to general meeting. I was like, there's this thing called outing club. Probably I should be involved. I heard about the leadership programs, and I decided to do one my very first semester. And so throughout that semester, it's weekly classes with your leaders, and then 3 trips throughout the semester. And I was in it. I was like, I'm going to be a leader. This is great. I want to lead trips.
About what proportion of students do decide to become leaders?
Anyone who does those programs graduates into a leader. But then that's sort of separate from just the regular trips that run every weekend for the UVM public. So I decided to get fully in there and become a leader kind of off the bat through the program. But it's just as easy to go to our general meeting and be like, oh, I'm just going to sign up for a trip this semester, and that works too.
And I think you've already answered this, but a piece of it, a mission of it, is also about accessibility.
Fully.
So trips, are they expensive? Gear, what's the barrier to entry, or is there a barrier to entry?
We try to make the barrier to entry the least difficult on the UVM students, which means that although there is some associated cost with actually going on trips for the weekend, that's $5 usually, $5 to $10 is what it is for the semester. And that includes transportation, food, instruction, and gear rentals for that. So we're trying to make it as easy as we can. Because whether or not we like to say it, the outdoor space and outdoor activities is a very exclusive environment. Whether that's the price of getting gear, whether that's being able to have a car to be able to transport you to these locations, or whether that's even being with people that have the experience that you're able to do an activity safely. So we're trying to provide all of those opportunities to the UVM students, whether or not that's to spur kind of like an outdoor spark in people, or that is just for people to get out and enjoy these beautiful outdoor spaces just for a weekend.
Yeah.
So.
Okay, well, so obviously there is some offsetting of costs,
Yeah.
and so you have an event coming up, right?
We do.
So yes, you have an
Yeah.
event coming up. It's open to the public, so here's a thing that people also can come and help raise funds for the Outing Club, but also get some great entertainment. Tell us a little bit about what you're doing.
Yeah, so the Mountain Film Festival is based out of Telluride, Colorado. It's an outdoor film festival. We'll see a series of short outdoor films that are centered around various outdoor sports, various outdoor stories. It's going to be really amazing. We're super excited to host it in a big space on campus. So it will be on campus in the Davis Center in the Grand Maple Ballroom. And we're really excited to open it to the public and kind of make it a big event. So we've got a bunch of local organizations who have donated things for giveaways. There's going to be other organizations tabling, a lot of other UVM clubs there. And it's really affordable for the general public. Tickets are only $10, and for UVM students, they're only $5. So we're just excited to get the word out, get people there, and have kind of a big outdoor celebration kind of together. It's going to be great.
Yeah, I mean, it sounds like a fabulous event, and tickets are extremely reasonable, going obviously toward a very, very good cause. Okay, so question. This club must take up a lot of your time.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, because you know, you're putting together events, you're leading all these activities, there's weekend trips, there's so much, but how do you think that some of this is helping you to just gain skills that make you also better students? Do you?
Yeah,
Absolutely.
I think completely. I mean, it's something that everyone always says in outdoor leadership. It's like the sleeper kind of perfect thing to prepare you for a job. Whether that's managing risk, like we were talking about earlier, whether that's dealing with a difficult group or planning beforehand. There's so many different things that go into leading a successful outdoor trip for a weekend that are very applicable to postgraduate kind of programs or a postgraduate job. And whether or not that's like Ainsley and I being in this leadership role, I feel like I've learned so much. I'm a biology major, and I went to a supplemental budget hearing last night for like 30 minutes, and I was like, gosh, I never thought I'd be doing something like this, like in college. But it's the small things that you kind of learn, whether or not that's running a club, but also just being an outdoor leader. There's so much that goes into being able to effectively kind of run almost like a mini event where everyone can be safe, everyone can have a great time, and you kind of can come out at the other end like learning something.
Ainsley, we just have a few seconds, but how about you? Has it been effective?
It's been absolutely effective. I think something that we don't talk about as much in our semester-long programs is the hard skills, but also the soft skills, learning how to be a leader. We teach people how to like find themselves as a leader and understand group dynamics, build community, and I think that that's something that I've taken away the most, is sort of how to foster community, build connections like amongst people, and grow an outing club that we're really proud of.
Yeah. Well, obviously, so much to be proud of. You guys are providing so many meaningful experiences for students, helping people really become a part of the culture of Vermont. It has been wonderful to have you both here today. Thank you so much for chatting with me. It's been awesome. And as always, Vermont, thank you for learning and exploring with me today. And thanks to the team that makes Across the Fence possible. I'm Amy Finley. This is Across the Fence. Come back and let's learn and explore again tomorrow.